Today we are going to be talking about converting cold leads into buyers. So I'm going to define what that means, talk through some nuances that I have learned over the past few years, and how to create a profitable cold to close strategy. I want to talk about this today because it is true. Like your warm market is always going to be easier to convert to sales. So I love warm market, but we also have to focus on growth as well. Okay, we have to grow our warm market because we will hit a plateau really quickly if we're not growing. So in order to grow our warm market, we have to turn to our cold market, and we have to take our cold market, turn them into warm market, and then turn them into buyers. And we want to do it quickly, right? We want to make this process quick. I talk about this all the time about shortening the path from cold to close to really cater to the buyers and kind of sift through the freebie seekers out there, the people who just aren't ready yet. So we want to make sure that we're doing this process quickly as well. I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. So cold just means they don't know you yet, which means that they don't have a reason to really trust you yet. They don't really have a reason to slow down and look at your content yet. They don't have a reason to even pay attention to you yet because they don't know who you are. So we got to give them a reason to do all those things. Now, I do love paid ads. I'm big into paid ads because I'm not trying to work 40 hours a week or anything. But what I want to say about no matter where you're getting your leads, right? You're getting them from Facebook ads, you're getting them from YouTube, you're getting them from your blog, you're getting them from, there's a million different ways that you can get cold leads. But what I want to say is that leads don't come for free. And I could go on a whole rant about this, but you have to spend either your time or your money in order to get new people, new growth. There are 3 areas of focus that you must hit every single day in your business, every single day. If you don't hit all of these things in your business every single day, you're gonna hit a plateau, and it can come really quickly, which means that your income plateaus, right? And that's not a good thing. So number 1 is growth, right? You need to be adding to your warm market every single day. Your numbers need to be ticking up every single day, whether that's 1 person a day, whether it's 10 people, 100 people, whatever that looks like. Your number needs to go up every single day. That needs to be a non-negotiable. Okay, so growth is number 1. Number 2 is nurturing. So as you're bringing those people in, you're actually turning them from cold to warm. So you're doing something with them. You are building that trust. And then number 3 is making offers. If you're not making offers every day, if your bank account isn't ticking up every day, then something needs to change. You need to be making offers. You need to be making sure that the people that you're bringing in, you're not just bringing them in for the heck of it, you're bringing them in to turn them into a customer. That's the whole point. So those 3 buckets are your non-negotiables every single day. Grow, nurture, and make offers of some way. 4 steps to build a path to profit with your cold leads. So number 1 is that your message that is drawing them in, right? I don't care if it's your ad, I don't care if it's your blog, I don't care what it is, but you want to make sure that your message is bringing in the right people, is calling out the right people. Because what the heck, warm bodies aren't good enough, okay? We need to make sure that we are calling in the right people. So how do we do that? We have to make sure that the people that we're calling in, the cold leads that we're calling in, they actually have to have the problem that you know how to solve. And I know that sounds so basic. I know it does. But most people get this wrong. And then when their conversion rates don't add up, or people aren't taking action, or they're not engaging, it's like, well, is it even the right people? So your message has to call out the people who actually have the problem that you solve. B is they have the problem that you can solve, but they're actually looking to invest in a new or different solution. So they're actively looking for a solution to the problem. It's not enough that they just have the problem, okay? So number C is that you can actually help them. You can actually help them. And I wish that I could say that I could help everybody. I wish that I could say you could help everybody, but we can't. Like, they actually have to show up and do the work. They actually have to have the right mindset. They have to actually not give up, right? So they actually have to do the things to get them the results. They have to be looking to invest in themselves. Number two is that you need to give these cold leads, so now they're the right people, you need to give these cold leads what they need in order to make a decision before you ask them to make a decision. Okay, so we want to give them enough, but just enough. Just enough. Give them what they need to make a decision. What does that mean? Okay, so you need to show the human connection. I talk about human connection all the time. That's you and me talking, having a conversation in real time. And so you need to bring the human connection. They also want to know that you have a framework, meaning that they want to know that you can get them, that you're going to lay out the path for them to go from point A to point B. That you're not just talking, that you actually are going to tell them, you're going to hold their hand and you're going to say, here's step one, here's step two. So with your content, you want to show, yes, the human connection, but you want to show that you've got a framework, that you've got a plan. You're not winging it. You've actually got a plan that you're going to take them from point A to point B. You want to sell simplicity. And I talk about this all the time. If you want me to pull out my credit card, you're going to show me how simple it gets to be, not easy. There's a big difference between simplicity and ease. So you want to sell simplicity, not ease, because people have to show up and they have to do the work, right? But if you can make things simple on people, they will pay you all day long. You want to show them that you give a crap, right? You want to show them that you care. That's that human connection element. That's the trust. So you want to give them that information so that they're set up to make their decision when you make your offer. Step number 3 is get to the freaking point. And this comes back to the question. Can you guys tell I'm a little bit sassy today? I'm a little bit sassy today because I've been talking about this with a lot of people, and someone already made a comment today about how they feel weird about making offers. Get to the point. Step number 3 is get to the point. Because here's the deal. Yes, they're cold, meaning that they don't know you really well yet. They might not have that trust level. But here, the bottom line is just because they're cold, if you give them what they need to make their decision, it doesn't mean that just because they're cold, they won't buy from you. Step number 4 is to have the right expectations and have a strategy. So here's how it works. And I'm talking cold traffic, right? Cold is what we're talking about. So warm traffic, you're always going to have higher conversion rates. But with cold traffic, I want you to have the right perspective and the right back-end strategy for cold traffic. Out of 100, you're looking for 1 to 5 people who are the right people at the right time. Let that sink in for a minute, which brings me to point number 2, raise your stinking prices. Raise your stinking prices so that you can continually go find the next 100 people, and you can do it fast. So if we know that 1 to 5, I'll just say 5, we know that 5 people out of every 100 cold leads are going to be ready to take that next step as soon as you do the things that we talked about today. You give them enough information and you get to the freaking point, make your offer. If we know that 5 out of 100 are going to convert, then we need to make sure that the math makes sense so that we can always be looking for the next 100, right? The math has to make sense on the back end. So when you feel compelled to be out there selling something really cheap, then the math isn't going to make sense. You're not going to be able to reach enough cold audience to make it profitable. Okay, so we need to raise our prices because we're still, I don't care if you're selling something for $37 or $37,000, there's still going to be 1 to 5 people out of every 100. Okay, we want to make sure that those cold leads turn into warm leads and we can sell to them again when they're ready. And as long as we are making consistent offers, as long as we are constantly doing the 3 buckets, right? Growing, nurturing, making offers, then they can be the sharks that are swimming around in our ocean. And when they're ready to take the bait, they will. Okay, they might need to swim around for a month, 2 months, 3 months. But as long as we are continually creating a closed ecosystem where we're showing up consistently, we're making offers, and we're giving them the content they need in order to mature enough until they're the perfect shark for us, right, to catch. So we want to have this longer term strategy instead of constantly looking for new people. So we want to do something with the cold leads who come in, even if they say no or they don't take you up on the first time you make an offer. Okay, so this is where I love Facebook groups. I love leveraging Facebook groups. But wherever you're doing it, you're showing up consistently. You're providing the value and you're making offers. Because they can say yes tomorrow. They can say yes next week. They can say yes next year. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will talk to you soon.